Hello, hello. And we hooked. Okay, there was an issue. Look at a picture of a rat. Talk about censorship. But okay, that's fine. Yep, it really sucks. Okay. Might as well be a rat. That's what today's society is, isn't it? It's a rat. Cowards. Full of people that are cowards. Full of rats. Full of scum. Excuse me. Couldn't help myself. Just gotta say that. But anyhow, yeah, I figured I'd come up here and rant for a few minutes this morning. Just because, the more I look around me, the more I see. It's like right now, there's a very powerful video out here where they've actually showed the real truth. Huh. So help me, they have actually showed the real truth, and they have given the public the actual evidence needed to put a stop to the big hoax. But don't worry, it won't go nowhere. You know why it won't go nowhere? Because nobody will do anything about anything. Even when all the evidence is right in their face. It's pretty pathetic, but that's where you're going. I guess why not, man? We're in a world full of rats and cowards, and what can I say? But anyhow, offbeat TFL Rant here. You know, nothing's changed. It just keeps right on going. The division amongst the genders, the division amongst the races, the division amongst this and the division amongst that. No accountability. People don't want to be held accountable. They want to do unto others that they wouldn't do unto themselves. And it's psychotic. It really is. It's like if you tell somebody right to their face that, actually actions speak louder than words. See, actions tells truth. Time tells all, and actions tells truth. Words are only good when the actions matches the words that comes out of somebody's mouth, and that's another gender issue. But when the words doesn't match the actions, then the words are lies. And then she says, "That's not true." Well, of course that's true. 100% true. Factual, concrete. Okay? I mean, it is factual as factual gets. This is real as real gets. But, when she knows she's a liar, okay, and she knows she tells stories, well, then she don't want to hear them kind of words. It's sort of like telling somebody to put themselves in somebody else's shoes and think before you do unto others because you may not want done unto you. Hey, it's a common sense thing. It really is. It's a common sense thing. Why wouldn't you be willing to do that? Any good reasons? I mean, I'm only looking for a good reason. Why wouldn't you be willing to do that? Most people, well, they would not want to do that for the fact that then they would have to feel what they don't want to feel because they clearly know they're doing wrong unto others. That's right. And so here we are, right? Don't you love it when females expect somebody who's supposed to be a mind reader? You're a man and you're supposed to be a mind reader, right? And you're supposed to know they want more than just friends. Okay? And if you don't know that, then they're mad at you, okay? When they could just open their mouth and say what they mean instead of saying the opposite or keeping it to themselves. When they could open their mouth and be a human being. Okay, but no, couldn't do that. Now could we? I mean, this is the reality. I mean, I look around me and I see the deception, the lies, the misbehavior towards one another from human beings. And it's actually pretty damn pathetic. It's annoying as hell. It shouldn't be happening, but it is. What are you to do about it? Okay, what are you really going to do about it? But I can tell you what's coming down if people don't pull their heads out of the you know what, no one's going to want. You can turn your back and you can look the other way. You can pretend it's not going on in your world around you. You can ignore it. You can keep moving on with your fluff and stuff, okay, all you want. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to allow it to happen. That's all. It's just going to allow a lot of evil to happen. And a lot of people are going to lose their lives. A lot of people. That's where we're headed, okay? And, I've been saying this stuff for years and people still don't listen. They just don't care, okay? But then that's another problem within itself. People don't have true care anymore. People have lost their ability to care about others because they've been dumped and shit on and squatted on so much it's not funny because the entire system was set up in such a manner that it would cause that very thing. You got a hierarchy, or we can raise above somebody else and we can look down on other human beings like somehow they're not a human. And we could treat them the way we wouldn't want to be treated ourselves. And I see this going on all around me all the time, in real life. It's like conversation. I don't know how it came up, but it came up. So my son's mother proceeds to tell me, men gotta have respect for a woman, and when you go to the bathroom, you lift the lid. Okay, I can respect that. Then she says, and then you also put the lid back down when you're done. Because we don't want to sit on a toilet with the lid down and fall in. And I'm thinking, well, now you've went overboard. I says, this is the way that works. I have respect, I lift the lid. You have two eyeballs and you have a hand and you have a half a second or an eighth of a second to drop the lid before you sit. And if you sit minus the lid and fall in, that ain't my problem. What do you think some guy's going to sit down on a toilet with the lid up? What do you think would happen to most guys? They'd fall in. What, you think you're a special little snowflake? No, you done gone overboard. Okay, that's called a control freak, by the way. I don't play with control freaks. I confront them right in their face. I don't care. Most people don't like me because of that, and I don't care. See, in real life, I am what you hear online. I don't change and I don't sugarcoat anything, and I don't be somebody I'm not. Never have. I'm as I am here as I am in real life. Was at the doctor's office this week. Twice, by the way. And of course, like always, I went in. The third time was a charmer. That was pretty cool, though. Yep, third appointment, third time, walked into the heart clinic. And the nurse that takes me back every time is standing behind the counter waiting on me. And she says, come on back before my appointment while there are people in the waiting room. Yep, third time in a row. Why would that happen? Because I use my mouth. And I call them on their BS. I don't care if it's a clinic. I don't care if it's a hospital. I don't care who it is, and I don't care who I'm talking to. I say it is, it is. And if they don't like it, I don't care. Okay? And, oh, well, oh no, you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. So, what am I supposed to care? I have real care, but I don't care for evil. I don't care for tyranny. I don't care for enslavement. I don't care about people who want to lie and deliberately lie and mess up other people's lives. See, I don't care about evil. What I care about evil is that it goes away. Okay? Because I actually care about everybody, but I want what's right for everybody. There's nobody above somebody else, but everybody thinks they're above somebody else. Everybody wants to be above somebody else, pretty much. Everybody wants to tell somebody else what to do, how high to jump, what color to, you know what. But none of these people who do this want that to happen to them. They don't want somebody else to treat them that way. Oh, how dare you? But it's okay if they do it to you, right? Right. No, it's not okay if they do it to you. And this is where you make enemies, because they do it to you and you rip them a new ass or you do it back. Oh, do it back to them? Oh my God, they can't handle it. They flip out. They lose their mind. How could you do that to me? Well, the same way you done it to me. It was pretty simple. What can I say? This is where I'm at in today's society. I'm up to my freaking neck with all the BS I see. All the BS, and there they are starting all over again. They got a new yep, cartoon. Yep, they got a new, it's a Yosemite Sam, or is it Bugs Bunny? Maybe it's Donald Duck, or Porky Pig. Yep, they got a new strain of it, the invisible enemy. Talking about, even though you've had your stick, your jab, that, well, you're going to have to put that diaper back on your face. That's right. Just keep complying. Just keep right on complying. And see what don't happen to you when it's all said and done. Yep. Lots of people getting fixed to die. That's what's going to happen to you. I know I'm just a conspiracy theorist. I know. You ain't got time to go look at the United Nations websites or NASA's website or government websites. You ain't got time to keep track of anything like that, no. Because that might scare you. Because these people are more powerful than you because you gave your power to them, like the coward you are. See how I got the rat up there? Okay, originally it has words with it, but the OBS studio updated, and it seems they're getting their kicks out of with their update. They now do censorship. Yep, that's what I'm discovering about the OBS studio here. You know, you can do screen drops. Curious to see if I put the TFL logo in here, if the TFL will be gone too. If it'll just be the pictures, the lightning. You know, it's just crazy. But that's what we're used to anymore is censorship. Hurry up and shut them up. Hurry up and shut them up. What do you think I get a free pass to the front of the line at a clinic? Because it's called hurry up and shut him up. Get him in and get him out of there. Because this guy's going to rat our criminal asses off. But you know the funny thing about it is, had two different people working at the clinic who told me that they've made the stick mandatory, and if they don't take the stick, they're going to lose their jobs. And then I had the same gal tell me there's a whole bunch of us around here that have already agreed that we'll let them fire us first. I say congratulations, some real courage there, some real gonads, because the entire thing's a fraud. The entire thing from the very beginning has been a fraud and a fraud and a fraud and fraud, and they also do it is commit more lies, more fraud, more lies, more fraud. See, that's who runs you. You see the picture right there? That's who everybody's scared of. That's who everybody listens to. Is that picture. That's your leader. That's your leader in chief. Right there in front of you. See that picture? Yep. Looks a lot like a rat, huh? Yep. But you'll still listen, right? You'll still follow the squeaks. To the every squeak and turn. It's fucking nuts. You know, I've been busy. I've been gone. I left the house. Was gone for a few days and drove 900 miles one direction. A little over 900. In one day, of course. And then when I drove back, same thing. You know, it's pain in the pain in the you know what when you leave like at 11 o'clock in the morning to go on a 900, about 930 something mile drive. Pulled in about 3:30 in the morning the next day. Get on my feet, my chest hurting. Yep. Was outside of Iowa City. Stopped at the rest area to use the bathroom. Here comes some chest pain. Here comes this. So I took a nitro to get rid of it, and the nitro seemed to work. Okay, cool. But see, I really don't care anymore. I'm just to the point now that I'm just disgustedly sick of this shit. I care about everybody, but you can't care about people who don't care about themselves. And I can't care about people who are willingly going to be cowards. Okay? Yeah, too scared to look into anything and look at what's going on around me. I just can't have respect for people that way. Because these are the people that are allowing this stuff to happen. So history can replay itself, so they can die because they're in a hurry, because they're miserable. You know, it's like the old saying goes, misery needs company. And people who are already suffering and miserable want to drag other people down to their level. And they can't stand people who are happy. I don't know. Nope, they'll do anything to ruin your happiness so that they can drag you to their level. I witness this stuff all the time. We live in a very, very sick, evil world. You know, you can't get people to put themselves in somebody else's shoes, to think about what they would feel like if this was happening to them so that they would control their own behavior. People don't have remorse anymore. No. Yeah, anybody know what remorse is in this chat? I know there's not many of you here. But out of the whole few people that are here, how many of you know what remorse is? Do you know what remorse is? See, that's something that's missing from today's world. It went out the door with the cremation of care. See, one must have remorse when they do something wrong to somebody else, because it's that remorse that will allow them to put themselves in that person's shoes and will allow them to change themselves into a better person. But without remorse, you won't care. You'll have no care. And you won't change into somebody. You'll just keep repeating yourself. You'll be stuck in a loop. And you keep relooping and relooping and relooping and relooping, repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again, and never learning from them. You know, but that's something that's been gone from today's society for a long time now. You have trouble finding people with remorse. Then you look for people with common sense. Just about everybody will tell you they have common sense. And then they'll go and prove to you that they don't have goddamn lick of common sense and they're freaking headed off. They just said it because they want to fit in. They want to make it look like they have something they don't possess. Pathetic. Like somehow you won't know It's like the storyteller, the liar, who spent the majority of their life in time when they were a kid growing up making up whopper stories and lies. I've seen it from both genders my entire life. And that mouth just goes and goes and goes, and they just pull their stories right out their own anal. And anybody that grew up around people like this become used to it. It just bounces off them. Don't mean you're that way, but you become used to being around people like that because there's so many people like that anymore. But you know what's even more funny? These people actually believe they're fooling you. That's what's even more funny about it. They actually believe you believe all their lies and their stories. You know, I remember a guy I grew up with, my brother, my oldest brother. He was a storyteller and a liar. Couldn't believe half every other word out of his mouth, guaranteed was a lie. Guy I went to school with, same way. There's a girl at school, the same way. Okay. I got used to this shit because I had a brother in the house who did it. You know, of course, in my class, just, there he was, and there she was. So you hear it all the time, sort of bounces off you. But when it comes to later on in life as an adult, they're still doing it. That's all they know. And when it comes to a serious relationship and feelings towards one another, these people can't be trusted because they won't know how to be honest with you. That's right. And they'll lie to you because that's what they know best. That's what they do best. I think it's pretty pathetic, that they never learn from it, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can only tell you they never learned from it. It's like now, with everything that's gone down worldwide since 2020, and so many people are still drinking the Kool-Aid. Just believing whatever their TV set tells them, or scared shitless in whatever their senator or their congressman or their chief and leader, that I don't have one. That's not my chief and leader. I don't have a chief and a leader. Oh, no, I don't. You tell me I do? Up yours. No, I don't. We'll never listen to them in a billion years. Well, but they might. Well, then let them. That's how I say that. Well, but they might. Well, let them. I'll tell you some more fear porn. You've probably seen this come out of Biden's mouth. Yep. The door-to-door people. Yep, they'll be going door to door. Somebody's at your door. Somebody's at your door. Fear porn. That's what that is. Fear porn. Nonsense. Hogwash. You know why I say that? How many people in this country, how many people have traveled the United States alone? How many people have traveled around the United States? How many people realize every state has hundreds of towns? Hundreds. Not even counting the cities. The landmass is so big it's not even funny. No. They wouldn't be able to muster up enough people to go door to door. Sorry, they could bring out the entire military and still not have enough people to go door to door. So I call that bullshit. That's called fear porn. Now, they can pick a city, they can pick areas, they can pick areas and they can bring a whole shitload of people in and go door to door in these areas, and it'll take them all day long and into the next day and the next day. You know, it's going to Chicago, going to Atlanta, Georgia, going to LA, going to a bigger city, Omaha, and start driving the suburbs of these big cities and all the houses and the residential neighborhoods and the endless neighborhoods, the endless houses, the endless apartment buildings, the endless condos. And the list just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Okay. So now this we're going door to door, United States wide is BS. It's fear porn. It's to scare you. But most people, well, they won't think as far as what I just did to understand that. It's like when they were putting the fear porn out for martial law. Oh, they're going to put the whole United States under martial law. The military's going to be on the streets, and there's going to be a curfew, and there's going to be blah. They couldn't muster up enough manpower to lock the whole country down under martial law. They tried. They sure couldn't. They'd have to bring in fucking majority of China's military and United Nations military and and on and on and on with the amount of people they'd have to bring in. Well, I understand that. That's within a city, that's within a town. Okay? And there's many times I never filled out I filled out what Ann says there, okay, for the census, and I didn't have them come to my door. That's right. That happened many times through my life. I think I've only seen three times in my life have I seen census show up at my door. I don't answer to them. And they don't come back. See, so that's not 100% true. Now, it may happen in your area. You might have an area where they have bigger population or more people around that they were paying to do this. I can see that happening. I have no idea where you live or what size town you're in, I can only tell you that's not 100% across the board. I know that for a fact. And to think that they're going to have enough people who go door to door for the sticker, wrong. It just comes to show people have never traveled this country. It comes to show that people don't look to see how many towns are in a state per state and write the number down, not even counting cities. Then figure out the mileage, okay? Not even counting the farmhouses that are out in the country. And that's the last. You leave that to last. Don't even worry about that. Just worry about towns. Towns and cities. And count the towns. Every single state in the United States literally has hundreds of towns. Not even counting the cities. Figure out the mileage distance from one way to the other in each state. Okay, so when you start doing that, you will get a real big eye opener. There's just no way. There's just no way. Don't fall for that fear porn. Okay, just don't fall for it. See, I don't participate in their census, and I've only had 3 people my entire life at my door, and they've been doing census for many years. And I didn't answer the door to them. The last time I had somebody show up at my door, I had a roommate living with me who opened the door and proceeded to rattle everybody's information off, and I proceeded to lose my mind about knocked her on her fucking ass. She didn't ask anybody's permission. She was like freaking Coloradoan. She was like the Clinton Herald. She was a newspaper. Or she was ABC or CNN. She didn't have enough brains in her head to figure out that she can tell on herself, but she don't have a right to tell on somebody else. It's none of their damn business. That's on a need-to-know basis, and they don't need to know. Now you see how I feel about that and how I handle that crap. Yeah, I get flabbergasted over it because the facts are the facts. Our entire life, we've all been manipulated and lied to. Everything that you think you are was handed to you by somebody else who told you what you are. What right did they have you to tell you what you are? What right did they tell you how to think and how to feel? They don't have that right. It's right back to the control freaks again. Now I call them control freaks because that's really what they are. Is control freaks. They don't get enough for trying to control other people. And it's like when I hear Pam tell me how frustrated she gets over a guy not lifting the lid in the bathroom. And I says, I understand that. I've had to wipe it behind guys too. But they need to lift the lid. And I says, I agree. I have respect. I do that. And she says, but then they need to put it down too. And that's where I do the line. I do the line in the sand. And says, nope, sorry. If they've respected you and lift the lid, and you're going to become so demanding that they need to put it down too so you ain't inconvenienced, I say tough shit. If you ain't got a splinter of a second to put the lid down yourself before you sit, I don't feel sorry for you for falling in. Why would I feel sorry for you for falling in? If you're that dumb to not look and put the lid down yourself before you sit, you're just looking to make trouble. What is that? You love drama? You'll come down. Who didn't put that lid down? Yeah, sure. You want to make drama? You're a troublemaker. What? Your hand was broken? You know, it's pathetic. Well, you know, we'll fall in. And I seen a video once where the lady fell in it, stuck and couldn't get out of it, and they had to call the paramedics. That'd be so embarrassing. I said, oh, well, hold on here. Don't you think that would happen to a guy too? What? Somehow they wouldn't fall in as well? Somehow. I mean, you know, it's pathetic, isn't it? There you go. I don't play into that favoritism BS. Never, never. Respect says you left the lid, you're going to lift the lid because regardless if it's female or male, we all have to sit on that damn thing sooner or later. Okay, and I don't know anybody that wants to sit in somebody else's urine. I just don't know anybody that likes to sit in somebody else's urine, so respect, lift the lid. But when you push the line and saying you have to put the lid back down too, you're going too far now. You ain't gonna like me no more. No, you sure ain't. You're not gonna like me no more. Because when you tell me I have to put the lid back down, I'll make sure to super glue that bitch up for you. Because that just means you're lazy to an extreme. Or you're just a control freak and don't want to be inconvenienced. Or you want everybody to bow over to you, bend over, do as I say. Nah, don't think so. Nope, sure won't. Because somehow I understand the female has to sit every time. I respectively understand that. I understand there's guys that don't know how to control their own hose. I understand that. And they should have the respect to lift it or clean up behind themselves. But you know how that goes. They're not going to do that neither, right? I don't know what to tell you, man. We live in a psychotic world, a sick world, and people are so divided it ain't funny, and everybody wants to control somebody else. The majority of people don't want to be honest. Now they're all worried about fitting in. Don't worry, you're going to be fitting in just fine with what's coming down in this world. There'll be plenty of room in that gigantic hole in the ground to drop your body, and don't worry. You might land on top of another dead body, and you'll finally get to be above somebody. And if you're super lucky, you'll be the last one in the hole, and you'll be above them all. You'll be the president. Just before the dirt's dropped down on your dead body. It's pathetic. I just have to say that because that is really the reality, you know. Where's Steve Holcomb? Where did Steve go? He ran. What else did he do? That's what he does best, man. That's what he's done for many years. It's not the first time he took all of his videos down and left only the marathon videos up. No. Sure ain't the first time. That's what he does best. Is run. Yep, I really personally don't care because, you know, the reality is I did care about Steve. Hey, I don't hate Steve. I just understand that Steve definitely has issues. And Steve likes to be a hypocrite and thinks that what he can do and somebody else can't do and try to control people and this and that. And, you know, what can I say? He has a little bit of that control freak nature himself about controlling others. And I don't try to control others. Anybody that's ever lived with me or knows me in real life knows I don't go around telling people what they can and can't do. I don't expect somebody else to think with my brain. But I do get frustrated when I look at what's going on in this world and so many people are turning their backs, allowing it to happen, allowing history to replay itself. Then I get frustrated over that because that's something that's directly going to affect every last one of us. That is something that's going to get a lot of people dead as history replays itself. So I say you need to grow some gonads. You need to grow some balls. You need to grow some clits. You got to start standing up. I posted a link up on my video yesterday and put it in my favorites up on YouTube. Okay. And it's from the Matrix channel. It's a video people should go watch. It really is. I did favorite it. It should still up, of course, unless YouTube took the video down, you know. But anyhow, which could have happened. I haven't been over to look this morning. But it was well worth watch. And the proof is in the pudding. Everything I've been screaming. Yes, it's about that. It's about that last word, and no, only a guinea pig would do that. That's a biological weapon. If you want to go get the biological weapon put in your arm so that you can maybe be dead in a couple of years from now, go ahead. Go for it. If you want to drink the Kool-Aid and believe the lie that's been fed to you, it's not much help for you. You haven't looked into a damn thing. You'd be the prime example of what I talk about all the time. People who are too scared, too cowardly, and let the rats run them. Because you know that picture right up there looks like a rat? That's Biden. That's Putin. Yeah. That's Anthony Fauci. That's Trump. It sure is. It's George Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, it's Bill Clinton, it's Hillary Clinton, it's Nancy Pelosi. I could go on and on and on with that list. Why do you think I got a rat up there? Who do you think's running this world? A bunch of damn rats. Well, hello, Truth is Sweet. Long time no see. I'll tell you what, man, I just get frustrated. But there is, okay? There's this. I posted the link. Yeah, I even posted it on Facebook. I don't know if it's still up or not. Okay? Give me a second. I'm going to go look. I want to see. So just give me a second. Bear with me. I want to look and see if it's still up. Come on. Come on. Take me over there. As soon as it loads. This browser, for whatever reason today, is just being slow as molasses. I can get to it quicker another way, I don't have to play that game. Let's just go here. That'll take care of that problem. Oh, yes, it's still up. Okay. If you go to YouTube and go to the Matrix Explained and look for the video with Dr. David Martin, okay, it was posted yesterday. It's an hour and 22 minutes long. I know that's probably going to be a lifetime for most of you people. Most of the people won't be able to do that because that'll be a lifetime, An hour and 22 minutes? Oh, I could never do that. That would be too long, right? No, the reality is you should watch it. See, this guy's putting patent numbers in front of you and he even invited you to go to pull up the information yourself. You know what patents are? Anybody that invents anything, including the sticker, the jab, okay, they patent it. You go look at patents, and he even gives you the patent number and reads the documentation to you. Oh, he done an ass-kicking job of backing up what he's showing. He even invites you to go look for yourself. Can't get any more honest if you try. He wouldn't be doing that otherwise. He was even reading the patent numbers to you. And the dates they were filed for and the dates they were approved, the whole 9 yards. Okay? And he put the evidence right in your face. You couldn't get more clear than what if he said it himself. I mean, really. He put the evidence right in your face. And it is enough evidence that he shouldn't be able to bring this complete fraudulent thing that's went on since 2020 to a dead stop. But guess what? It won't. Because it mutated. I got a news flash for you. Viruses and pathogens don't mutate. That's impossible. They do not mutate. But people believe it. You know why? Dun, 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 dun. Why am I doing that? Cartoon world. Fantasy world. There ain't nothing mutated. This ain't Pokemon, a video game. This ain't a cartoon. Who put the butterfly and the caterpillar? Different scenario. It don't apply in this situation. This entire thing was based on fraud. I say show me the evidence. I say show me the proof. No, you ain't gonna give me a PCR test by Kerry Mullis neither, because he already done told you how conveniently he died just before this all come out, huh? How convenient that was. The only thing I can tell people is things are gonna get real ugly and real nasty because you're not gonna do anything about it. And even when you got people up here that are, I don't know what the pushback is. That's the thing. I have no way up to the numbers, to the statistics of the real pushback. I know there's pushback going on, and I know there's people that are trying to fight back. The problem is we need the masses to stop complying. Don't worry, you'll stop complying when there ain't no food in your grocery stores no more, and there ain't no clean water. When your power's out, well, it ain't never gonna happen. Just watch and see if it ain't never gonna happen. History never replayed itself before it either. There was no wars. There's never been a war. Never. That would never happen. There's never been a war in all of history. That's what you might as well say when you say that ain't going to happen. You might as well be saying there's never been a war in all of history. Because that's really how ridiculously nuts you have to be to even parrot that crap out your mouth. But you know, like I know, people do that stuff all the time, don't they? They love to parrot garbage out their mouth. It's sort of like the information they get. Most of it's garbage in, garbage out. They take garbage in brain processes garbage, and garbage comes out their mouth. They know not what they talk about just because they told themselves they do. That's all that is. I don't worry about that guy. It seems like there's a lot of you on here that, for whatever reason, I don't know if you're in love with him, in lust with him. I haven't figured it out. Okay, but you sure worry about him an awful lot. I'm sure overall he's just fine. I guarantee he's still here on the net and still listening. Oh yeah, I guarantee you that. He's still listening. And did you seem to forget that Steve Holker threw TFL under the bus? He was the legend that threw it under the bus and traded it for Incel. It was created out of a university in Canada by a female. Because you know females can't get laid. Nope, they have trouble getting laid, don't they? Females can't get a man in their life. They live TFL. Or what, you didn't like my being a smartass? Well, I don't know what else to tell you. That's what happens when you don't go do your homework. You don't understand that Incel was brought to you by a female. Obviously, this person hasn't been around. Huh? Maybe you should ask the guy that just left the comment above me. It appears that person was paying attention. He knows exactly what happened. Steve Hoka threw TFL under the bus. He sure did. He threw all the TFLers right in front of a train, right under a bus, right under a semi. That's what Steve Hoka did. He did it for some 20-something-year-old technocrat that's working for the United Nations that lives out of Silicon Valley, California, who goes by the name of First and lies and lies and lies and lies, but that's what they do best. People say that stuff all the time. And Steve Hoka has disappeared from YouTube, what, 3-4 times over the years? And every time he does, somebody comes up and says the exact same thing. Oh, I hear he's got this. Oh, yeah, he's got a woman. It's like, no. Oh, it's a Filipino girl. It's this. And then when he does come back, it was none of the above. That's just people making shit up without knowing the person, without ever talking to the person, without ever writing the stuff. They just pull this shit out of their anal. Remember I told you I grew up around storytellers? You got all kinds of them here online regularly. Like I don't know that? You think I don't know that, huh? I'm just not obsessed with him. That's all. I'm just not totally obsessed with one person. When I created TFL, it was for men. It wasn't for one person. And it was about a topic that was very real that affects a lot of men. And I never said it couldn't affect a woman, but chances of affecting a woman are very little. And what few women will be affected by TFL are just that few. Few and far between. The social engineering machine is what brought this to us, NWO. Divide and conquer. Where do you think TFL came from to begin with? It is the core of NWO, you know. We have to have population reduction and we got to be able to control the births. And the only way we can control the births is to control the genders. And the best way to reduce the births is divide and conquer. Oh, they use many means. Okay, make people sterile so they can't get them pregnant. Make the woman so she can't get pregnant. Yeah, through big pharma, through foods, through chemtrails, through the jabs, vaccinations, you know. Many different ways has been used throughout the decades. The birth rate's falling globally, not just in the United States. It's been falling globally. Every country aboard, every country right now is below replacement level. Every single country. Right where the elite want it. Now you're living in the time, well, you could call it the end times if you want, where eugenics is where you're at right now. Massive death, lies, deceit, and kill. Kill and kill and kill. You know, I don't get into BS. I don't get into fiction and fantasy and La La Land and fairy tales and all that good stuff. I've always been straight across the board. And I stay honest and I stay real. And I don't live in a bubble. I live in reality. The reality is the only reason so many men can't get in our life is because of social engineering. The only reason the family unit fell apart and is destroyed is because of people's behaviors. Men and women's both. And their behaviors came from their television set, their school system, and their music. It was social engineering to shape your behaviors and your beliefs. And that was all planned and all done in baby steps to do just that, which is brainwashing in massive numbers, which is what they done, and you got no way out of it. You're brought home from the hospital brand new as an infant baby. And the majority of everything you ever learned in your entire life was a complete lie. And you had no way of knowing it because your school system taught you the lie, your TV taught you the lie, your music sung about lies. And then, of course, we placed one gender above the other. And we painted the one that was put above the other to be the true victim and blah, 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 blah. When the real victims was the males. That's right, men. The war's been against men for 40 plus something years now. The war's been perpetrated against men, and then the media lies and says it was against women. Really, it was perpetrated against men, but also women, but in two different specters. That's the reason I told you had to take a poll, and you had to look at one side of a steel pole and the other side of the steel pole, or a pencil or a pen, an ink pen in your hand, one side and the other. Different social engineering for different gender. But the male got the blunt of the abuse, not the female. Not the other way around. I know you don't live in a rape culture, you never have. Last time I looked, nobody approves of rape. The majority of society doesn't agree with rape. The majority of society, okay, totally don't agree with rape at all. Rape's not condoned, it's illegal. Not that it don't happen. But don't worry, the ladies are creating a rape culture of their very own for NWO because they wanted them to. And the ladies are doing just that. You know, when your 1 to 5 second rejection rate, you know, your 1 to 5 second rejection rate, your 1 to 5 second rejection rate for so many men worldwide, that's gone on for a long, long time. You wouldn't have a manosphere, you wouldn't have MRA, men going their own way. You know, you wouldn't have men's rights activists. You wouldn't have Mick Dole that came from Barbarossa, which was supposed to be men going their own way. You wouldn't have the pickup artist industry, which came right from the powers to be. Problem, reaction, solution. You wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have TFL. You wouldn't have any of this. You know the reason you got this? And you know the reason there's hundreds of millions of men all over the world living this? Because it was the core of NWO, like an apple has a core, a pear has a core. It is the core of the programming. Population reduction. Divide and conquer. Split up the family unit. Make the genders hate each other. And they done it! Yes, they did. It was just me that gave a name called TFL, and it was I come on here because I cared about everybody. And I fought against division for a long time. And I exposed the NWO many, many times over. Along the way, and got called nuts, got told this, got told that. I don't care. Call me nuts all you want. I done my homework. You didn't. That goes for the majority of the people. Most of you wouldn't look where I've looked. I've openly told you to go look at the United Nations website and start reading on Agenda 21, 2030. The documentation's there. They're the ones that wrote it. Then pay attention to what's going on around you. You know how many of you ain't going to do that? Probably everybody in this room. That's how many of you won't do that. And that's how come they keep getting by with what they keep getting by with, what they keep getting by with. Because you're scared. You don't want to look. For the majority of people, that's what it is. You won't take the time to look. You're scared of what you might see. But then I'd have to take responsibility and I can't do anything about it. You know, they got their power from us, the people, worldwide. What do they can't get their power to do what they're doing? They get it from us. Stop giving your power away. Simply say no. When they tell you to put the diaper on your face, don't do it. When they tell you go stay home, you're locked down, come out masses by thousands, hit the streets at the same time. Every day when they say you're in lockdown, every single day. Never locked down. Stay 6 foot apart. Nope, get butt tight together. Walk in herds. If you want to stop tyranny, you got to stand up to tyranny. She ain't going to do that, are you? That's right. Of course, I'd do that. I'm not afraid. Oh, no, I'm not afraid. Well, they might, then bring it on. It's exactly how I am about that. So when you go, well, but they might. I don't care. Bring it on. What are you going to do? Kill me? So you're going to kill billions of people if you do nothing about it. So you can either die a man on your feet fighting back or a woman on your feet fighting back, or you can die a coward on your knees. Take your pick. Choice is yours. I don't choose to die a coward on my knees. So therefore, I'll die fighting back as a man should do. But the problem's not going away. No, it's not. And it won't go away because nobody does nothing about nothing. That's the real reason it won't go away. All the evidence you ever needed is right where I told you. You can go on my channel and you can see the video I favorited from yesterday that I read you earlier, and take that hour and 22 minutes to watch it and listen closely, and you'll understand how bad you've been lied to. You'll understand what I've been screaming for over a year now. I wasn't off. I was correct. How come I was so correct? Because I understood Agenda 21, 2030. And it was plain in my face. And I just didn't turn my back and look the other way. I didn't go, oh, no, if I open my mouth. No, never done that, ever, ever, and I won't. I open my mouth everywhere I go, whether I'm in Walmart, whether I'm in Walgreens, whether I'm in a grocery store at Hy-Vee, whether I'm at Fairway. Doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm at Dollar General, doesn't matter. If I'm at the clinic, if I'm in the hospital, at the hospital, if I'm in a hardware store, I don't care. If I'm standing outside in public, I don't care. I understand that. So is George Sedini. And I wouldn't say Steve Hoka's a 50-year-old virgin either, because Steve Hoka's openly said he's not a virgin. Many years since he's had it, but he's not a virgin. Now, see, that part wouldn't be true. So what Focus is saying about him being a 50-year-old virgin, oh, he's 50 years old, but he's not a virgin. He may be alone, and he's been alone his whole life, but it doesn't make him a virgin. Because he's actually had a couple of dates here or there, many, many years ago now, but he still did have a couple of dates that led to just exactly that. Okay? You know, and unfortunately, it is what it is. But there's a lot of TFLers that'll never even have that luck. But you got to remember, Steve Hoka's 50 years old. Like I'm 60 years old. See, I come from a different time era, so does Steve Hoka. He has a bigger life compass than most of the people in this room. Okay? Like I have a bigger life compass than most of the people in this room, if not almost all of you. If Truth Was Sweet was here, he'd be right up there where I'm at. Maybe even a little older than me. Yeah. I don't know if Truth Was Sweet is still here, but yeah, Truth Was Sweet was still here. Yeah. The point is that Steve Hoka has a bigger life compass than when he was younger. Yeah, he had a couple of dates. Yeah, he got laid. Yes, he did. Now, that's been many years ago. Okay, but you know, that's the biggest mistake people think, because everybody thinks it's about getting laid. It's all about getting laid. It's all about getting laid. And because that's where their mindset's at, that's also what's destroyed them, and they don't even realize it. Not smart enough to figure that one out. But then the foundation of a true relationship has been completely destroyed anyhow. So what's the difference? The foundation of a real relationship between man and woman has been completely demolished. Everything is upside down on its head. And that picture up there, the rat, well, that's what done it to you. You keep following the orders of rats. That's right. That's what you do. You keep going along with what rats told you. What rats told you. What rodents told you. What scum told you. And you don't look at anything. That's the majority of people. So, well, how do you feel sorry for people who won't even look? If I told you the skyscraper was on fire and you were on the 50th floor, and I said it's on fire down on the 5th floor, you're on the 50th, 45 floors down's on fire, you don't see the smoke yet, and I get out. I get out. I'm across the street now watching the building burn. There you are, hanging in the window up on the 50th. Oh, you see it now, but I was a nut job when I told you. You didn't see anything. You called me nut and told me to get out of here. That's right. You made fun of me and told me to get out of here, and I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Now I'm standing down here on the ground looking up at you out the window on the 50th floor going, help, help. Oh, well, done it to yourself. Got nobody to blame but yourself. You honestly can't blame anybody but yourself. You was warned. You was told. That's right. Because you blew it off, ain't my problem. It's sort of like when she says, have respect and pick up the lid. You don't pee on it. Well, I have respect. You also put it back down. No, sorry. Nope, sorry. Now you took it too far. Sorry. Nope, I won't put it down. If your lazy hand is too lazy to take a half a second chore to put the lid down, then maybe you should sit in somebody's piss. Well, but then we'll fall in. Well, so would a guy if he sat on a toilet with the lid down. Or with the lid up, he'd fall in too, right? Sure he would. How's that a gender thing? Duh. Duh. Unreal. Anyhow, guys, I guess I've been up here about a little over an hour now, so I'm going to jump on out of here. I got a chance to clear my mind, vent a little bit. Who knows? I might pop back up on a Saturday night. Yep, I might just pop back up on a Saturday night for you. But we'll wait and see. But I'm liable to do that, pop up on a Saturday night again for you. So, anyhow, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a good one and take care of yourself.